Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing an everyday eyebrow routine, and even if I'm wearing natural makeup I will always do my brows. This video is just explaining the process I go through and the eyebrow products I use, and yeah, there are a lot of eyebrow tutorials out there. This is just my personal preference and what I like to do. It's really common with what you would see on Instagram. It's a lot, but it turns out beautifully in my opinion. I think they look really good, and usually it takes a lot of practice in order to master them and get them looking right every day, which as you can tell, like some days my eyebrows spot on. Today, other days not so much. But without further ado, let's get on with the video and all the products I use. So I'm starting out this tutorial by removing my eyebrow product that I have on right now, and I'm just using the Green is Good makeup removing wipes, and yeah, I really like these. That's a helpful tip. I've never actually talked about these on my channel, but I use them a lot, and yeah, they're just really good. As you guys can see, this eyebrow is a lot thinner than this one, and I really like to fill them in just to make them thicker and kind of give them more shape. So I'm just going to put my hair up and then zoom you guys in and show you all the process. The first thing I like to do is comb my eyebrows out with a spoolie, and you can use any random one. Currently I use an e.l.f. one, but I've already done that. And the first actual product I like to start out with is the Anastasia brow pomade, and it looks like this. I use the shade Taupe. I used to use the shade Blonde, but yeah, I like Taupe because it is a bit darker and my hair is a darker blonde, and I like my eyebrows to be a couple shades darker. I've used this brush so much the name's rubbed off, but it's like a Sigma angled brush, and it's just flat, really thin, and it's really precise for eyebrows. I pick up a tiny bit of product and outline the bottom of my brows, and focusing a lot on the bottom half, so I kind of go for a faded look. And I find a lot of the times it helps to build up the product, so don't go in with a ton of product because it will look really unnatural and kind of like clay. Just gradually kind of build it up, especially if you want a more natural looking brow. Okay, now that we've outlined the bottom, I will go in with the top kind of arch right here. I have really long eyebrows, so it kind of looks really elongated, but yeah, I just kind of connect the tail with the top of the arch, and then I go in with this section right here. After I thicken them up a bit, I like to go in and just on areas that are a bit more sparse, I fill those in, and I don't grab any more product. I just use what's kind of left over on the brush. And with the Anastasia pomade, I find it lasts me for about 3 months before it starts getting dry, and I've never went through a full pomade. They just always kind of get dry. But yeah, a little goes a long way with this, and it lasts definitely a lot longer than the Brow Wiz, which I've went through several of those, but I just find that they don't last for as long. And if you find that the pomade is a bit hard to navigate, I really recommend a brow pencil, and the Brow Wiz, like I said, is great, but it's pretty pricey for how long it lasts. I really like the Chella eyebrow pencil, and this came in my BoxyCharm box a couple months ago. It's basically the same exact thing as the Brow Wiz, and it's really precise. So if you don't like cleaning up your brows with concealer, I really recommend using a pencil. And that's what I kind of do, is just kind of outline them more on the bottom with the pencil to make sure they are really sharp. Today I'm not worried too much about using a pencil because I am going to outline them with concealer. If I make a big mistake, concealer always corrects it, but luckily I don't have to apply too much concealer today because they are pretty good. I really like using this Makeup Forever concealer palette. As you can tell, I really prefer the lighter shades, especially for highlighting my brows, or I will use my normal face concealer, and that is the MAC Pro Longwear, and it is really beat up. I went through several bottles of that, but today I'm just going to use the Makeup Forever because it's already out in kind of a little pot, so you don't have to squirt any of the product out or waste any of it, especially if you're not using a lot. Using a flat tiny concealer brush, you can find these pretty much anywhere. I'm just picking up a small amount of product and making sure I'm using the lightest shade use a shade, I would suggest like 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. I always start on the bottom and just kind of outline, especially focusing, like I said, on this outer half, and then eventually I clean up the top. So yeah, I'll just speed this up and you guys can watch me outline my brows. After I apply the product, I usually use the brush to blend it out a bit. And yeah, this kind of looks like a natural kind of eyeshadow like highlight, and it's just really light. Something I do sometimes is outline the front of the brow, especially if I'm going for a more put together look. Then I will just outline the front a little bit and clean up that edge right there, making it really straight. I've had this brow on for a little bit longer, so it looks a bit different than this one because of the concealer hasn't really set in yet. But yeah, this is just my eyebrow routine, what I like to do. Don't be too harsh in the comments. This is just how I like to do my brows. But if y'all have any tips or recommendations for stuff I should do different, or products that you would like me to check out, especially if they're more affordable, because eyebrow products are super expensive, help me out and all the viewers by leaving product recommendations down below. A bit of background information on my brows. I only have them threaded. I've never waxed my eyebrows. I pluck them in between threadings, and I usually just focus on this area right here. My eyebrows grow super slowly and they grow in pretty thin and fine, so they're not always really super visible, which I'm kind of glad for. But then again, I wish I had really thick eyebrows, but I don't really have to do too much maintenance on these, so that's a good thing. And yeah, I really recommend threading. You can do it yourself. I've done it myself a couple times, and I will link a video down below that I watched in order to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye guys!